Welcome back to another Akeyless Getting Started video. In this video, we're going to see how to use Akeyless as a multi-cloud KMS. The Akeyless Key Management System allows organizations to simplify the management and distribution of encryption keys in multi-cloud and hybrid environments using classic keys. A classic key is an encryption key managed in the Akeyless KMS that can be shared with a cloud KMS or be used as an encryption key to protect your secrets, enabling you to bring your own key to the Akeyless platform. The Akeyless KMS manages the key lifecycle, including secure key generation and storage, full role-based access control, and logging and reporting of key usage. This enables you to maintain centralized control of your keys in Akeyless while using the cryptographic capabilities of external cloud providers. When you share a key with one of the supported cloud KMS providers, a copy of the key material is securely transferred in accordance with the key import specification of the KMS provider. So let's go ahead and see how this is done with both AWS as well as GCP. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to go ahead and do is go back to the docs, and we'll start with the AWS KMS. Now the first step here is to create an AWS target, and as we have already done previously, we have our AWS target set up for us. We have to make sure, of course, that we give the AWS target the permissions to manage keys inside the AWS KMS. The next thing we're going to do is actually create the classic key. We're going to associate it with the AWS target, and it's going to create and bring in the key material into AWS for us, creating that key inside of AWS KMS. So if we go here, simply new encryption key, classic, call this AWS classic. We leave it as AES 256 GCM, which is the AWS type of key, and we choose our gateway. Once we hit finish, it's created for us. And the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is hit the attach button. We're going to choose our AWS target. And you have the option for multi-region as well to select the various regions to create it in, to bring in the information into, or we just do the single region, which is the region in your AWS target. So once we hit attach, it goes ahead and imports the key material into AWS for us. And here's the display ID of how it's going to show inside that KMS. And heading over to AWS, we can see that we have our managed by Akeyless alias here, and this is the key. So if we click into it, we can go ahead and see all the information about it, and we see the item version is 1. Now, if I go back to the console, click on rotate key, I will of course see previous versions. And going back to the console, notice that the alias here is gone, and we now have a new version of the key. So if we go back to the keys, we can now see the new version here. We can click on it, and it's a new version. Now if we do this again, just to show, because it's showing one version as in one rotation, we can do the same thing. And once we run that, the same thing will happen. Okay, the alias is gone from here. We go back to the customer managed keys. We find our new one and creates the new key. And you'll notice the item version is item 2. So this is how you can track your rotations as well. Now let's go ahead and do the same thing with GCP. We can go ahead and click new encryption key classic. We'll call this one GCP classic. And you can choose a number of options. We'll just stick with the AES 256 and the same process there. And while we're there, let's go ahead to the docs and open this up as well. Same types. You need to create a few different things in GCP before this can be done. You have to have a keyring to target. And after creating it, you have to associate with the target like we did previously, and you're going to have to add in some more details that you're going to need with you for this. So let's go ahead and attach. And oh, of course we created our target. I forgot to mention that. So this target you can create, you know how to create targets already from previous videos, and it's pretty simple. You need a service account and a service account key, and you put the credentials in there. And let's go ahead to attach our target, and the same thing is going to happen. So keyless test env is the project ID, location ID US Central 1, keyring name JH test. We can show the details here. There's my keyring, and the purpose is for encrypt decrypt in this case, and the symmetric encryption. And once we click attach, same idea, it's going to go ahead and create inside of our GCP inside the keyring. Notice we have the new key created here, and we can see all the information and activity on the right side here. So what we can do is see that we have the creation and the update. If we go back into our console and we go ahead and just click on rotate key now, that's done. Of course, we can see our previous versions here. And if we go back to the keyring details, go ahead and hit refresh there, and we can see that there was another update to the key, and that is showing that you can see the different versions and every time it's rotated as well. So that's how we can integrate multiple keys from various and import them into various clouds and manage the full lifecycle from Akeyless. So thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.